Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey for Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse. Mike Formersano along you calling today's game as the rain has picked up, the wind is blowing, but Pope John holding a 13-1 lead over Governor Livingston as we are at halftime, getting ready for the third quarter. Good start for the Lions here in the first half. All the offense coming from the starters in the offensive side of the field. Mikey Ramirez, Travis Heller, Sam Canetta, Peyton Fox, Jack Calucci, even Brody Pillock, the freshman, scoring again as he's scored every game so far this season. So, and then Pope John getting some goals from some not so usual faces. For example, Vic Fiore coming in and getting some time on the varsity unit, and he scores a goal. So, Pope John having their way with Governor Livingston through the first half of this game, 13-1. Coming up after this, we will have the JV contest. The Pope John JV Lions taking on the JV team of Governor Livingston. On Monday at 4:30 p.m., it'll be the Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse team against Newton High School. The Braves hosting the Lions varsity and JV on Monday. And then Tuesday, we flag football here at Pope John High School. We're going to take a look at the flag football team as they have a contest, I think, against Wallkill Valley. Tuesday, 5 p.m. for that contest. On Wednesday, we'll be back to the baseball diamond. Pope John hosting Randolph in the home of a back-to-back. They are going to Randolph on Monday, and then they'll be back home to take on the Rams Wednesday. Thursday, nothing on the channel. There's nothing scheduled for right now, but with rain outs and games moving all over the place, who knows? And then Friday, we'll be at the softball field. We'll take the softball game in, and they play Morris Hills on Friday. And then to finish out the week, Saturday, the girls lacrosse team back home after a long road trip, and they will take on Parsippany Heights. So plenty of action on the channel coming up. Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Here we go, starting the second half. And that is Mikey Ramirez winning the draw against Governor Livingston. Pope John now going right to left of your screen in their blue jerseys with gold and white trim. Here's number 17 for Pope John, Connor Clifford out there. Peyton Fox now with it. So, head coach Joe Delaferro is going to work some of his bench players in today in this second half as the Lions lead by a dozen. Here's Heller. Travis Heller racing around the net. The shot saved Nelson. He didn't know where it was for a second, but it popped up in the air and he was able to snag it out of thin air. Now, Governor Livingston, the shot goes wide of the goalkeeper, Owen Hoole, who has replaced Daniel O'Leary in that after O'Leary does the job in the first half. So now Sanchez passes it out to Ramirez. Ramirez down the field to Peyton Fox. Now Gallant with it. Here is Ramirez. Now Connor Clifford up top. Clifford. Shot on goal just wide of Nelson. Goes out of bounds. Heller's closest. Now here's Heller. Racing around, gives it to Clifford. Clifford on the right. Clifford goes back around the net. On the left side, the pass deflected down by Governor Livingston, number 11. Goes back to Nelson. It hits off the cross. Goes out of bounds. And it'll be Governor Livingston ball. going to switch our view. Here's number 33 for Governor Livingston, Matt Miller. Pass out to number 4, Nappy. Andrew Nappy coming in. The shot wide left of Huell. Owen Huell guarding that left post. Governor Livingston will start up again. Number 35, the pass in. And it goes in, it bounces in. Huell shifted to his left to try and block the pass. And instead, it bounced underneath his cross and tucked in just inside the right post. So, Governor Livingston with the goal to make it 13-2. Very unorthodox goal, but leave credit for the goal goes to number 35, Will Sicoli. I think he was the one who got the shot off. Or it looked more like a pass, but 13-2 now, 8:02 to go, third quarter. So infraction against Mike Marston and Pope John, so Governor Livingston will start out. Here's number 29 with it. Pass off to 21, Sir Ryan. Over to Caleb Leong, 16. 29. Pass in the corner. Behind the net to McCray. Scott McCray being guarded by Sanchez. Number 29 up top, over to 21, Sir Ryan. Clock down to 7:11. Marston guarding Ryan. Ryan coming in, the pass across, intercepted by Muggy Bars. Ball's on the turf, still loose. Now number 35, Will Sicoli in there. Anthony Schnabel for Pope John. It comes out to Governor Livingston, number 29, who takes a hit from Connor Clifford. And now Andrew Sanchez passes it back to Huell. Owen Huell out to Muggy Bars. Bars up the far sideline, still in possession. Bars will slow it down. Gives it to Heller. Heller to Galucci. Jack Galucci to Connor Clifford. Clifford, number 17. Galucci up top. Pass it over to Clifford. Clifford working on number 16, Caleb Leong. Pass in to Pillock. Now back to Heller. Heller on the right. Turns back around. Takes a hit. Pass over to Clifford. Connor Clifford with it now. Just in front of the midfield line. Now to Galucci. Over to Fiore. Vic Fiore. Galucci on the left wing. Jack looking to move in, takes a stutter step. Now races in. Pass back to Fiore. And Fiore running backwards will slow it down. Now Heller on the right. Heller will dish it off to Pillock. Pillock with the pass in the corner to Galucci. 5 minutes remaining here, third quarter. Pope John's lead is 13-2. Pass to Pillock, shot, save, Nelson. Nelson racing out of his net. Gallant chopping away, so is Heller. Trying to knock it out of his cross, they can't. Nice ball control by Nelson to make sure it didn't pop out. Now here's 29 by Governor Livingston. Pass in, number 35, Sicoli, the shot, save, Huell. Point blank range, great save by Owen Huell. So now number 29 with it for Governor Livingston. My apologies, don't have a name on the roster for him. Or number 50. They gave me a roster of 50 players, but those two numbers are not on it. They're starters. Go figure. Here's Schnabel over to Clifford. Hunter Clifford racing up the field. In the middle, pass off to Gallant, just out of his reach. And now Nelson gives him a shove in the back. He's going to get a penalty for that. A forearm by Nelson into Gallant's back. So Gallant will start up with it. Gives it to Fiore. Now to Heller. Travis Heller. Pass it off. Number 18, Evan Wyatt in the game for Pope John. Now Hayden Marshall, number 20. Pass over to Gallucci. Back to Wyatt. Here's Fiore. Fiore gets it back from Gallant. Now to Wyatt. Over to Gallucci. Jack Gallucci looking to move in. The shot just goes wide right. Out of bounds. Heller's closest. Now Heller. Oh, off the crossbar. Gallucci trying to retrieve it. Wyatt shoved out of the way by number 15. Justin Plamenko. And a goal for Pope John. Now, I was looking at the roster there, trying to go ahead and get the name for number 15. And Pope John with a goal past Nelson. My apologies there. Makes the score 14-2. Go back on the replay and watch to see that goal go in just a little bit. Well, Pope John able to add to their lead, 14-2 with 2:05 to go on a running clock here in the third quarter. Here's the face-off, goes up in the air. There's Marston, picked up by number 50 for Governor Livingston. Fiore drops his cross. 50 on the right. Pass across to number 9. The shot. Score. Number 9, Scott McRae, rips it past Owen Hull. And now the score 14-3. Minute 30 and counting in the third quarter. Lions lead by 11. So the rain has subsided here, but it's still cold and windy. Or maybe just cold. The wind has died down too. Looking at the American flag, and it is at its side on the flagpole. So here's a face-off. Marston pushes it back towards the Pope John side of the field and gives them ample opportunity to scoop it up. Nice play by Mike Marston. Now Marston on the right. He's got Boyanowski who's racing off for a substitution. Ball's loose on the far side. Governor Livingston trying to scoop it up there. Number 2, Max Roush. And now over to number 21 to 55, Max DiDonato. Loses it. It's intercepted by Muggy Bars. Vic Fiore at the midfield line. To pass in to Marston. Ball's on the turf. Scooped up by number 33, Matt Miller. Miller racing into the Pope John side of the field. Takes a swipe from Bars as the buzzer sounds, ending the third quarter. We're through 3 here at Pope John High School, and the Pope John Lions lead the Governor Livingston Highlanders 14-3. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey for Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse. Mike Formisano along with you on this cold, chilly, and now windy again morning here in early April. The wind kicked up just as I said that. The rain has subsided, which is nice, but the wind is still there, and it's a cold wind. Probably high 40s, if that. Anyway, it is 14-3. It's not a football score. It's 14-3, Pope John over Governor Livingston here to start the fourth quarter. Lions now going left to right in their screen in their blue jerseys with blue shorts, gold and white trim, and the golden domes, the golden helmets. And Governor Livingston in their white jerseys trimmed by red and blue and a little bit of black. And red shorts and black helmets, and they are going right to left. The draw taken by Mike Marston. It's won by Governor Livingston. Number 1 has it for the Highlanders. Pass out to number 11 for Governor Livingston, Owen McGuire. Now Sicoli with it. No, that's not Sicoli. Sicoli's 35. My apologies. Scott McCray. Over to Nappy. Nappy gives it to Leon. Over to Nappy again. Now Sicoli. Will Sicoli. Pass to McRae. Pass across, the shot, score. Number 29 puts it in the back of the net past Owen Houle. And with 11:15 to go in quarter number 4, it is now 14-4. Pope John leading by 10. So we have a running clock here in the fourth quarter as the Lions lead is 10 on Governor Livingston. Marston will take the draw. Ball's loose. Governor Livingston trying to scoop it up. So is Marston. Gets a little help in there from Schnabel. And it's picked off by number 11, Owen McGuire. McGuire with the pass to McRae. McRae will wait for substitutions to be made. Now the pass up top to Sierra Ryan. Ryan gives the Leon. Over to Nappy. Nappy in the corner. Now back below to McRae. Leon being guarded by number 11 for Pope John, Hunter Perillo. The shot. Save! Houle! Right off his face mask. Nice save. Perillo trying to scoop it up. Still loose. He finally gets it. He's knocked down, tripped over. And Governor Livingston. Whoa, what a play by Schnabel. Just chopping away at number 4, Andrew Nappy, to get that ball loose. But we have a whistle. The timeout on the field. 9:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Pope John leading by 10, 14-4. We will be right back to Pope John High School after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
Don't.
And we're back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. Thank you for joining us here for this contest between the Pope John Lions and the Governor Livingston Highlanders. Mike Formisano calling today's game as the Lions lead by 10, 14-4, just under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Governor Livingston steals the ball away. There's number 33, Matt Miller, racing into Pope John's territory. Pass over to McCray. Now in front, the shot, score. Number 25, Ryan Cottam, took the pass right in front of the crease and pops it in over the shoulder of Owen Owl. And so Governor Livingston has cut the lead to 14-5. Now Mikey Ramirez coming back out to take the face-off against number 8 for Governor Livingston, Joshua Kim. Governor Livingston has cut the lead back to single digits, so Ramirez comes back out. Ball's loose, and Governor Livingston wins the draw. Wow. You don't see that often. It's actually Pope John who does pick up the ball, so I don't know officially if it's going to be a win for Governor Livingston. It could very well be a win for Pope John, but you don't even see it go that far usually. It's usually Ramirez scooping it up and taking it down the field. But Pope John does have possession. Here's Justin Perella. Pass over to Muggy Bars. Bars on the offensive side now. It's being defended by number 1, Max Vicker. Pass over to Perella. Perella gives to Ramirez. He'll pull it back right in front of the Pope John bench. 8:16 to go, quarter number 4. Pope John with a 9-goal lead, 14-5. Here's Fiore. Rips it over the crossbar. Out of bounds, but Hayden Marshall's closest. And so with 8 minutes to go, Pope John will maintain possession. Pass from Marshall to Ramirez on the left. Now to Bars. Bars coming in. The shot. Score! Muggy Bars just inside the right post. With 7:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Magnus Bars, number 2 for Pope John, gives the Lions a 10-goal lead, 15-5. Nice shot by Bars. A couple of weeks ago, he won the MVP of the hockey team, and now is doing his thing for the lacrosse squad. Now here's Ramirez on the draw. Trying to scoop it up against Joshua Kim. He's knocked over, and it's Governor Livingston that wins it. So here's number 11, Owen McGuire. Ramirez swiping away, trying to steal it. Now number 25, Ryan Cottam. Pass over to McCray. McCray on the left. Ball's loose on the turf. Picked up by Pope John. Boyanowski gives it to Hull. Hull, the goalkeeper, up to Sanchez. Andrew Sanchez up the field, past the midfield stripe. Sanchez coming in towards the goal. It's knocked out of his cross. As a host of Governor Livingston defenders just swipe away at his stick. Here's Connor Clifford. Clifford with the pass to Perella. Justin Perella on the right. Making his break in. The shot. Score! Justin Perella! And a wild celebration by Perella after the goal. With 6 minutes to go in quarter number 4. It's 16-5. Pope John over Governor Livingston.
Go, Justin!
Nice goal by Justin Perella. Lions now up by 11. So now Marston back out to take the draw. Fiore on his left and Sanchez on his right. There's a face-off. Marston is able to scoop it up. Races over the midfield stripe. In front of the Pope John bench with 5:05 to go, here's Fiore. Fiore slows it down, pass to Sanchez. Sanchez down to Perella. Sanchez looking to break in. Pass off to Perella, bounces off his cross. It's loose on the turf. And now picked up by number 2, Max Roush. Roush back to Nelson. It's off his cross. Pope John trying to steal it away. There's Perella as the wind kicks up again. My apologies. There's Evan to Wyatt. It's windy down here at the lacrosse field. Now number 15 for Governor Livingston, Justin Plamenko. Pass intercepted by Fiore, bounces right to Hull, and Owen will come out of his crease. Pass up to Jacob Post. Here comes Post. Knocked out of his cross, tried to scoop it back up, and he does. Post with the pass over to Clifford. Bounces out of his stick. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. Pope John with a comfortable 16-5 lead here. Pass to Sanchez. Over to Perella, the shot. High over the crossbar and wide left. Marshall's closest. We're down to 3:23 to go in quarter number 4. Again, please join us on Monday, 4:30 p.m. from Newton High School. As Pope John Lions varsity and then JV squads will take on the Newton Braves. Pope John and Newton, Monday, 4:30, right here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Shot by Fiore, bounces wide, out of bounds. On Tuesday, we'll be back here for some flag football. Pope John flag football against Wallkill Valley, 5 p.m. from Pope John High School. Wednesday, we'll be at the baseball diamond here at Pope John High School as the boys baseball team plays the second half of a back-to-back against Randolph. The Rams come in for contest against the baseball team on Wednesday. Goes wide in the net. Nelson tried to scoop it on Perella. Marshall's closest with 2.5 to go. Take a break on Thursday. Nothing scheduled right now. If something does change and something's added, we'll take that into consideration. A shove there. Now another by number 33. Aiden Marshall on the left. Softball on Friday. We'll be at the softball field as they take on Morris Hills. And then Saturday, girls lacrosse. They'll take on Parsippany Hills right here on the main field at Pope John High School, 10 a.m. next Saturday. Shot, save, Nelson. Unfortunately, what that means is we're not going to see the boys lacrosse team for a few games. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll be back when they return home. Here's a shot, score! Scott McRae is able to put it into the middle of the net as he had a whole lot of position as Hull was guarding the left post. By the time he got back over to the middle of the net, McRae had buried it. 16-6 now. Pope John leads by 10. Clock down below a minute 30. Rain starting to pick up. The wind definitely picking up. So please stay with us after this game as we will stick around for the JV game. Pope John JV against Governor Livingston JV. Minute 8 to go. Schnabel tried to recover it, can't do so. It's bouncing towards the near side. Picked up by number 9, McRae. Give credit to Governor Livingston. They could have just rolled over and not did anything today, but they came back with a half dozen goals of their own after being down. Now 7. Number 16, Caleb Leong scores to make it 16-7. So definitely give credit to the Highlanders for responding, especially in the second half, being able to score and score pretty consistently on Pope John. They put their reserves in, but at the same time, it's a nice response by Governor Livingston. You know, a lot of times you'll see teams that go down 10-0 and they just shut down 12-0. They haven't done it. For Pope John, they kept building their lead up to 16. It's now 16-7. Leading by 9. Ramirez with the win. races into the middle of the field. The shot, score! Mikey Ramirez puts the cherry on top. And there's the buzzer. The pride has spoken. Pope John Lions defeat Governor Livingston. Final score from Pope John High School. The Pope John Lions 17, Governor Livingston Highlanders 7. Well, Pope John just broke out of the gate in a sprint today, getting the early lead, building on it. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Pope John builds a big lead before halftime. Governor Livingston scores a few times in the second half to make it closer, but Pope John never in doubt. Final score, once again, from Pope John High School, 17-7 over Governor Livingston. For everyone here, it's Mike Formersano saying thanks for joining us. Please stick around on the new feed here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. In just a few minutes, we'll fire it up and start up the JV game for you. Pope John JV against Governor Livingston JV. Have a good afternoon, everyone, and we'll see you Monday afternoon for more Pope John Lions boys varsity lacrosse as they will take on Newton 4:30 on Monday afternoon. We'll see you for the JV game in a few minutes. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Very good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.